I don't know what happened, guys, but we're coming back in on another feed. I don't know if my battery is going low. I don't think so. I was at 100%. Nope, we're good on the battery. Let me turn you back around. Here we go. Turned you back around. So that's super weird. I don't know if I got timed out or what. Oh, I was looking forward to talking some doves. All right, guys, check it out. New feed up. New feed up. Dang, YouTube. Not sure what happened, guys. Let me go ahead and jump over to the video that I just put up. I guess there's a video that occurred, or a video error that occurred, which is no bueno. So, let me get over here. Cancel. That's all right, guys. I'll wait for you guys to get into this chat. That was super cool to get thrown down right there. But what are you gonna do? Technical difficulties with going live. Just how it is. We'll bring you guys back. I'm gonna wait a second for everybody to get back into this live feed. Hopefully we won't have any issues. Hey, what's going on? Haptic Garage in the house. So this is part of going live, guys. Going live is always fun. Let's see, let's pop this back out. Good morning, Juan. Welcome back, Steven. Good old Mike, you're in. Hey, man, I'm gonna tell you, Mike, going live. We're having issues. We're having issues, man. But let's move on, guys. So what manuals do you use? I use the Bentleys. I do jump back and forth quite a bit with the manuals. Hold on a second, guys. Let me shed this layer. It's getting kind of warm. Give me 1 second. I gotta pop this off. And you guys get to see what shirt I'm wearing underneath, and see if you know anything about this new swag I'm wearing. Does that say Duckman Cycles VW Garage? That's right. I also have a good old Mike shirt too, but I don't know how many wardrobe changes I plan on doing. Let's see what we got going on here. The Gene Berg Blue Book. Man, I would love to get a Gene Berg Blue Book. Who did I see that's always referring to the Blue Book? Who is it? It's another YouTuber that I definitely subscribe to. Let me see if I can find out who it is. I'm drawing a blank right now. I'm drawing a blank. Let's see. Duckman is good stuff. Yeah, man. The Duckman is where it's at. If you guys haven't checked out his channel yet, which I'm sure that if you're subscribed to me, you've definitely subscribed to the Duckman. But yeah, he's awesome, dude. He is awesome. But of course, I can't figure this out right now. But he's a YouTuber, and he's in Colorado too. And I'll go ahead and put his information down below. Moving on, guys, to the Atomworks spring plates. If we have any interruptions in this live feed, feel free to hit me up in the chat, and I'll start another one. Because I don't know what happened with the last one. Maybe it's because my Wi-Fi sucks bananas. That could be what it is. Coffee, guys. Coffee. Yes, Easy Jeezy. Man, right on it. Easy Jeezy's the man. I've learned so much from him on carburetors and engines, just like VW Darren as well. Those two are like go-tos for research, man. If you haven't checked out VW Darren and or Easy Jeezy, hit them up, subscribe, and enjoy, because they are a wealth of information. Let's talk about spring plates, guys. I'm going to bring you on over so you can see them a little closer up, because I know you love that. All right. Time to enjoy the air ride. Whoa. Whoa. All right, guys, here we go. The spring plates from Kinetitech. This is their Atomworks line. And there has been quite a bit of, whoa, the zoom, man. Whoa, the zoom. there has been quite a bit of questions about these spring plates, and a lot of it's going to be covered in the video that I'm putting out, guys. So the main reason that I kind of talked about in one of my videos I put out on the Facebook group is the restoration of the stock feel and drivability of your rear torsion suspension. So whenever you drop your rear suspension like I've dropped my suspension one click or one spline to be able to get about 2.5 inches of drop in the rear end of my Volkswagen Beetle, my 56 oval. The actual ride has become quite a bit rougher, and some of the modifications that I've done other than the Atomworks spring plates that I'm about to install have stiffened it up quite a bit to restore that. But what you also get is that your tires start to, camber out, and I don't really want that either. So what the Atomworks line does, other than just looking sexy, let's be honest, guys. Let's be honest. Who else out there is making some sexy arse looking jewelry for your girl like this? Now, are they cheap? Nope, they're not cheap. They're not cheap. But you know how it is, guys. You got to pay to play. If you want something nice like this, it's going to be a little expensive, and it's about $500 each side. So in total, I know the sticker shock is going to get you maybe $1,000, but honestly, that's not that much considering how much other high-grade suspension components cost. And I'm telling you, this is high-grade stuff based off of what I'm looking at on the build. And that's the first part of my review, guys, is looking over the actual build. The spring plate covers, or the replacement covers, have a sealed bearing internally, so you don't have to worry about greasing this thing anymore. The original one, you had to grease it, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. It's all made out of some high-grade aluminum, CNC'd, pretty sweet. All of the material, some of you guys have asked about the material. It's not grade 8, it's stainless, but it's high tensile stuff, man. This is super strong. You're not going to have any problems from what I've heard. I haven't tested it yet, right? We're in the midst of the review. The second part of the review will be the install. Third part of the review will be what I think overall on my first video. And then there's going to be a long-term review about putting this thing through its paces and beating it up the only way I know how, by driving it and putting some miles on it. All right, guys. So what do you think about the Atomworks spring plates? So far, pretty awesome. The detail orientation is great. You're not going to find any other spring plate out there that has a locking bolt on it as well, that not only allows you to adjust it with the adjuster screw off to the side, but once you get that adjustment locked in, you're going to be able to set it and hold it in place and pull the load off the adjuster location here with this locking bolt. So fantastic information. Let me, guys, turn you back around. We'll get back to the desk and move on with the live feed. The live feed from the desk. And then after I get off of here, get off of the live feed, I'll be finishing up my toast. What do you guys got planned for today? How's your Sunday shaping up? I've got to go out and do some filming, guys. Some filming of this video for you guys, which definitely probably won't be out today, considering the amount of editing that's going to be going into this video for the Atomworks spring plates. Cool. All right, guys. So, future for Goose. What's going to be happening in the future for Goose? And a lot of you guys and myself have gone back and forth on the idea of keeping Goose naturally aspirated or going turbo. Well, I'm here to tell you today, turbo. Turbo, guys, turbo. We're going turbo. We're going turbo, and it's going to be around 300 horsepower on 12 pounds of PSI boost of awesome craziness, okay? Now, I'm going to be going through all of this build with you guys in 2021 when I pick it up. It's also going to include a Gene Berg 5-speed transmission, so I know you guys are going to be wanting to tune in for that build. It's probably going to be over a few months because I'm actually getting the engine from a friend of mine who's been running it for quite a while in his VW. He's a custom manufacturer here in Houston. Daryl, or he also goes by Wayne Howard, and I've linked him before his Facebook group in the in my Facebook group. I'll put it in the description below on this video once it finishes, so you guys can check him out. Go over there and like his page and see kind of what he has going on, because it's all custom. He's got an intercooler. The turbo is fantastic. He CNCs all the components for the setup, and this is going to be a 2275 build with 90.5 pistons and an 86 crank with Chevy journals, guys. And it's going to be insane. It's going to be insane. It's not cheap because, like I've said before with things, you've got to pay to play. Anybody that's looked into high-end builds, you know you're getting up to around like 20 grand when it comes to a high-end build. And yeah, that is the kind of quality and engine we are looking at for Goose. But you guys have seen Goose. She's gorgeous. It's time for her to have a upgraded power plant, and that's one of the reasons why I'm also putting in upgraded components like these adjustable spring plates, because I want stuff that's going to be able to handle the power, and I'll be upgrading to disc brakes all the way around. As you guys know, I already have disc brakes on the front, but I'm going to have disc brakes on the rear as well. So yes, in 2021, that is the big plans for Goose, is to put that turbo engine in there, and we'll be going with a Haltech 1500 for the CPU that'll be controlling all this madness. So that'll be coming as well. I don't want to really do with a black box from CB or somebody that has proprietary software that I can't get into and adjust the way that I want to. So we'll be doing Haltech, because Haltech provides all the adjustability that you need and that you want to be able to play with. So yeah, I can do it from my phone. News in the VW world, guys. News in the VW world. Once again, if you're joining or has just joined at some point, have a sip of coffee or water, whatever you're drinking on. Tasty, tasty. I like my coffee. Don't forget to hit the like down below. Hit the like, guys. Hit the like on this stream and provide some comments in the chat or comments on this video. It really helps out the video, guys, and I do appreciate it. All right, Facebook groups are doing great. Our Facebook group for JWClassicVW is at 100K, well, almost 1K. 100K would be fantastic, but we're almost at 1K, 1,000 subscribers to the, 1,000 members to the Facebook group. So I really appreciate you guys. You take care of each other. I see that everybody is kind and polite and provides good feedback and isn't like some of these other groups out there that just beat each other up. Just want to go ahead and put this out as a PSA. It's not a for sale group, so please don't post stuff for sale without approval and or authorization from the admin for the group, which is me. I'm the admin. So hit me up, let me know. I don't care if we post a little bit of stuff every now and then for sale, but I just don't want it to be inundated with for sale stuff. Cool? Cool, cool, cool. John, you're pulling your transmission out of your bug. Heck yeah, man. Let's see. Out of your bug and putting it in your 56. What? Out of your 63 bug? Oh, you got a 63 bug too? Man, what are you trying to brag? Got multiple Volkswagens in your garage? Yeah, someday I'm going to have a yard full of Volkswagens, and I must do this while I'm single, because I don't think that most women understand the obsession that we have with Volkswagens, because we are obsessed, guys. We are. All right. YouTube is picking up steam. Yes, the YouTube channel is picking up steam, and that's because of you guys. I really do appreciate you tuning in and watching the videos that we put out. And we just passed 3,000 recently, on our way to 3 million subscribers. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. You guys are the bomb. Let's talk about respect. Okay, I put this on here because I kind of just went over it a little bit with the Facebook groups, and I don't know what's going on with some of these guys in these Facebook groups that are just talk the madness and talk the baloney. I want to let you guys know that here at JWClassicVW, I have a zero tolerance for people that want to talk smack or talk baloney. Now, some channels out there allow the negative talk, and that's fine if that's what they want to do, but I have a itchy trigger finger on the delete and block button when it comes to anybody that shows disrespect, because I don't got time for it and never will. You shouldn't put negative information out there when it comes to other people, and if you have a complaint for an individual or with an individual, then you should talk directly to them and be a man about it. That's the way I think. Not very keen on the whole keyboard warrior thing. People that want to talk baloney and hide behind their PC, not good, not good. So I don't tolerate it. You'll never see it on my channel or in the groups, ever. All right, guys, that's all I got from there. So that's it. That's it for this live feed. Not a whole lot of information to be covered, but at this time, let's talk about some questions from you guys. Any questions in the chat? Anybody want to ask some questions of JWClassicVW and what we got going on? Have you guys put up any Christmas decorations yet? I have put up quite a few lights on my apartment. Fairly annoying at this point, I'm sure, to my neighbors that are like, what is this guy doing? Is it going to put up any more lights? I may go buy some more lights. We'll see. 2020, I feel like, is the year to decorate if you've never decorated before, or to take that decoration to the next level. Yeah. Right? Hey, what's going on? Junior Classic VW Bugs. So what you guys got? Any questions? Or are we going to wrap this thing up? I'm going to give it a couple of seconds to see if anybody's got any questions. And it looks like I'm buffering out or something. No, we're still live. We're still good. Still good. Still good. What got me into VWs? Well, I'm sure like most of us, my dad did. Thanks, Dad. I was probably about 13 when I saw my first VW, like the first one I wanted to buy. And I was about 14 when I bought my first VW, and it was that VW. It was a 1972 rear end with like a 56, 57 front clip on it. They had welded into it, and I fell in love. I fell in love from that moment. But my dad, I grew up around him, and he had Bajas and rails and bugs all growing up. So it's in the blood. It's in the blood. And it's going to be there forever. I'm trying to pass it on to my kids, but their general interest in Volkswagens is not at 100 yet. It will be. You know the addiction, man. Once you get the bug, once the bug bites you, it's there, and it ain't going anywhere. So yeah, I started young with VWs. Had quite a few when I was stationed in Italy. Yeah, I'm ex-Air Force too, by the way, guys. So all my veterans out there, thank you for your service. Appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Taking care of business in places that nobody wants to take care of business in, and I thank you for it. So. All right, let's see. But yeah, I had quite a few VWs while I was stationed in Italy. Came back to the States. I was still married at this time when I came back to the States, and I had a Volkswagen, but it was my dad's Volkswagen, and I was working on that because I was a broke airman and I had no money for a Volkswagen. Thank you. Thanks, Danny. No problem, buddy. It's just like most veterans, when somebody says thank you for your service, most veterans are kind of like, well, it's my job. Well, what I had to say to that is most people don't do it. Most people don't understand it. Most people haven't been into it. But we do appreciate the gratitude. And, yeah, man, it's tough. It's tough being deployed or being downrange. Guys that are over in the sandbox still playing around over there right now. Thank you, guys. If you're watching the channel, awesome. Let me know below if I got any veterans in the house, which I know I got plenty of veterans in the house. Let's see. I go on this college. Oh yeah, you got your Beetle when you're in college. That's cool. That's because it's affordable. You can get an affordable Volkswagen while you're in college. I would say at this point in my life, with Goose, she's almost not affordable. But I don't care. I don't care. Almost every cent I have goes to two places: my kids and my bug. That's it. I don't really spend too much money on me unless you count the bug, but honestly, it's an addiction. I told you it's an addiction. What other questions you guys got, man? What else we got coming in here? Let's see. Well, all right. No more questions, guys. No more questions. 22, I bought my Project Beetle last year, needed a lot of welding. Yeah, they do. If you buy one that's at a decent price, and that's what you'll see too, like the prices are going through the roof on Volkswagens. When I was younger, I'm turning 42, like actually this month, my birthday is in December, so I'm turning 42. when I was 22, you could still buy a Beetle for nothing. Now, I'm sure that there's still deals out there, and you can find them for a decent price, but they are going to be in rough shape. And yeah, too many people want a Beetle. Yeah, it's they're becoming. I don't know. They're coming rare. I know that for sure. Like whenever I do drive around, it's very rare that you see a Beetle anymore. When I was a kid, you'd see them all the time. And now, not so much. And you'd think that you'd see more. Like, I live down in Texas. You think that with this warmer weather, you'd see more Beetles down here, but you don't. You really don't. Oh, what you got, Danny? The regular V belt compared to Serpentine belts is better. Oh, okay. Favorite manual? Yeah. Well, some people like the V belts, and Serpentine belt type system is quite a bit different. I have heard of quite a few people having problems with the Serpentine belts with higher horsepower engines and that belt getting thrown off. VW Jawbreaker, I know that he had a Serpentine belt on his Beetle at one time, and he went back to the V belt. I don't know if that was because of the high horsepower and it tossing that belt, or if he was having like alignment issues with it or not. But you might want to hit him up and ask him what he thought about that Serpentine belt. I've never used it. I never used the Serpentine belt. I've stuck with the V belt because I don't have any problems with it. With the bigger engine that I'll be putting on, that is more of a Serpentine belt type system, but it's a totally different fan shroud. It's a Porsche fan shroud. It's completely different than the stock VW. But at higher torque, I've heard that the Serpentine belt can get tossed off or get pulled off. It could just be the alignment, though. My guess is that people that have had that issue with their Serpentine belts is because the alignment between the flywheel pulley and the actual crank pulley was off, and that's probably what caused that V-belt to walk off. I know that CB Performance swears by them, so if they're using them, they can't be that bad, right? But V-belt, I don't think there's any problem with the V-belt. All right, what we got here? Haptic Garage. I liked the favorite manual topic and further thoughts. I use Bentley, Haynes, Berg, Hoover. Is there a Hoover manual? Man, I got to get that too. I want that Berg manual. This is hard to come by, and one I found in England, published by Audible. Oh, yeah. I have seen quite a few people putting out like service manuals, like the stock ones, like from the dealership service manuals, besides the Bentley. I'd be curious to come across one of those as well, but I don't know. I probably have like 10 or 15 different manuals. Maybe I'll go over that. Maybe I'll do a video on manuals and what kind of information are in them, what kind of different information are in them. Because if you go through these different manuals, you're going to find sometimes different torque values off a little bit, one way or the other. And yeah, that seems to be the status. I have stuck with the Bentley because I guess I trust it more. Same way with like the Haynes. The Haynes has been around forever, so I trust that one more. But I don't know. It's I guess it's preference, like most things, right, guys? It's what you feel comfortable with using, and I really like using the Haynes manual. So, was it difficult to install the new Serpentine covers? No. There's a trick to installing your interior kits, no matter where you get it from. First off, you don't want to do it during the wintertime because it's going to be too cold outside. What I did with my seat covers is I let them sit out in the sun, kind of like baked them in the sun for a good 30, 40 minutes. And down here in Texas, 30, 40 minutes in 90-degree heat definitely softens up the material. So that's the point. You want to soften up your seat material so that they go on easily. That's a trick too. They also come with these like bag covers, like these like the Walmart bags or Target bags that you can get, like a bag, like material like that you put on first, so that when you put on the seat covers, it slides on easier. And that is like the ultimate trick, because that made everything far easier when it comes to installing that material. But softening it up first in the heat of the sun is like the number one tip I can offer to you when it comes to installing those seat covers, because if you do it when it's cold, you're gonna rip something. The stitching down the sides of the piping, the stitching that's inside the actual interior, you'll start to rip that if you don't have the material softened first. So, let's see. Nope, the Hoover Manual, but oh yeah. Well, Hoover's got his own website, guys. with all the information on what kind of mods were done. And if you're interested in that, let me know. I'll go ahead and share that. And actually, it might be in my files area in my Facebook group. But if not, I'll go ahead and drop it in there. But there are a bunch of different Hoover mods. It's not just like the one for your lifter. It's not just the drilling through your oil galleries. That one's a little scary. That's a scary Hoover mod. But there's also Hoover mods for your tin and stuff too. So, but it's important to kind of know all these different things because they help cool your engine down and keep it running right. So here we go. Here we go. Let's see. You got some more questions. Oh, the good thing is now that they are worth the money. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true, John. So they are starting to make some quality parts, and I kind of feel like this is where the Atomworks spring plates come into play, and other individual manufacturers out there, like the small guys. The small guys are putting out products again, or putting out, I think, the best quality. And you're going to pay for it because you got a small guy, small company, off wherever with the cost that they have, but you do have the bigger companies like MP stepping up. MP is providing now. The latest I saw was the what was it, Willwood? They're working with Willwood now to be able to put Willwood calibers with their brake system, which is pretty cool. So it's good to see that. I would like to see maybe some of the manufacturing that is outsourced to China come back to the States. That would be outstanding to see some of this these aftermarket parts being produced by us back here so that we can maybe watch that quality a little bit better. Maybe an idea. Just throwing that out there to the universe. Hey, what's going on, Kevin? Kevin in Australia. Hey, what's going on, buddy? Oh, let's see. What am I going to do in running my 3/8 gas lines? Chris Vallone's. Okay. The gas lines that go, because Chris Vallone, he installs the replacement fuel line inside along the tunnel, and honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people get kind of scared about the idea of it being inside the cab of the car. Well, VW, for factory replacements, like at the dealership, they would do the same thing, run that fuel line inside along the tunnel. What I'm going to be doing is, and this is why it's taken so long, is I'm going to be running my fuel lines on the outside, following the channel to where the body connects to the chassis. So the chassis where you got the big washers, the big washers that hold your chassis to the actual body. Well, I'm coming up with a custom fabricated L bracket that'll allow you to slip that L bracket in underneath those bolts, and then you'll be able to run your fuel line through grommets along that to the back. And that's where I want it to be. Now, this is just thoughts that I've been working with. And my whole thing is I like to be able to have my fuel lines outside the car for one, but also be able to get to it easily for maintenance and or just inspection. Because like I told you guys, I plan on going to a modified turbo engine and modifying a bunch of other stuff eventually to where it's going to be more like a race goose, a goose race car. And I like to be able to look at everything. Plus, I think it helps out with inspections. Like if you're going to be racing a car, there's different inspections you have to go through. So I just want to make sure that everything is accessible. And that's kind of like why I want to run mine on the outside. I did play with the idea of running it inside the tunnel. But yeah, just ended up not wanting to do that. Just the difficulty of rerunning lines through there, plus access, just didn't seem like it was going to work for me. So what is the story on getting Goose? I'm missing it somewhere. Before I used to think it was called the General, but that's your motor, right? Yeah. I had to give my motor its own name because whenever I was tuning those dual carburetors, the Weber 44s, and just tuning my engine, it took a long time, guys. Like, it wasn't overnight. I know the videos make everything look super easy, but it wasn't. Tuning those carburetors, getting the air-fuel mixture right, getting the sync right. I replaced my linkage on my carburetors to be able to get it right because the red line linkage that came with those 44s originally had been through it. It was a little bit jacked up. So I went with that CB Performance reverse manifolds kit that came with new linkage, new manifolds, all that stuff. It made it easier for me to tune the carbs. But yeah, it got the name the General because I was cursing Goose too much. You know exactly what I'm talking about, guys, when you're in the garage and things just aren't going right and you have to walk away. So I I named the engine the General because it was a general pain in my butt. That's kind of like I kind of like spun off of that, made a little fun of it, added the General Goose on there. It's kind of like be similar to World War II planes, the bombers when they had like the different cartoon characters or signature girls on the side of the bombers that were kind of like the little bit of just, I guess, individualism that was provided to the airplane. Well, the same thing with the engine. The engine had a personality of its own that was not part of my car. It wasn't part of Goose. Goose was probably like, this is what you get. This is what you get. You want to put a high horsepower, big old engine in the back of me? That's fine, but you're going to pay for it. And I did. And it took a lot of work to get that engine running perfectly. So now that I have it running perfectly, now that I have the General running perfectly, we're going to take it out. And I'm going to move to EFI and turbo. And yeah, we're going to have fun with that, guys, because I guess I'm just glutton for some punishment. The reverse manifold kit was awesome. Yeah, it makes a big difference too. Like sometimes those carburetors will get too close to the sides of the actual engine compartment, and you'll have some issues with fitment. And the reverse IDF manifolds help move them in just a little bit. Plus, like I was saying, it allows you to get to your. I wouldn't say it allows you to tune the front and the back, the air coming in, your air mixture screws there. But when it comes to your idle jets, you're still gonna have to. I had to take off the top hats off of my carburetors to be able to get to those. They're still a pain in the butt to get to, but that's just Weber IDFs. You move to Weber IDAs, then everything's at the top of the stacks, and you don't have to worry about that. I'm just not there yet. And I probably won't be. I won't be going IDAs. We're going turbo. And everything's going to be done by computer at that point. And my problems will probably be with, probably ignition, getting those milliseconds down right when it comes to everything firing right. And most of that's been worked out with a tuner already with the engine I have. But I'm going to take that engine, blow it apart, rebuild it for you guys. So you can see everything that's involved in building a monster turbo-powered engine. So yeah, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, right? Yeah. You ever hear of Judson Superchargers? Yeah, I've heard of the Judson Superchargers that don't really supercharge too much. Once again, like with anything, they're cool, but they don't really add that much power, and it's all about tuning. And I'm sure if you have the tuning done right, they may give you a little bit, but it's I think more of a nostalgic type thing. And a lot of guys that stick to the original or OG 36 horsepower build engines for their later model VWs. If you have it and you can keep that originality, I'm totally down with that. It's cool. Would I look at it as some sort of horsepower gain, or would I be looking to get one for anything now? Like if you're trying to add horsepower, no. If you're trying to add horsepower now, just the natural progressions of things. Like if you got the money, turbo. If you don't care about modifying your VW and going away from air cooled, Subaru. I got no problems with Subaru. You guys want to throw a Subaru engine in a modified VW? Cool. If you try to throw one like in a classic, that's up to you. Would I do it? No. I would never put a Subaru engine in Goose, ever. Turbocharged air-cooled VW engine? For sure. For sure. Is there an electric side mirror kit for market for the... Oh, I don't know. I've had that question before about electric mirrors, and I don't think so. There might be somewhere out there, but like most things in the VW world, it's probably going to have to be something that you custom make yourself, because it's just not there's not a lot of demand for those. So if you want an electric mirror for it, you're probably going to have to come up with something on your own. I haven't seen it. You might want to look in other classic cars because there might be something similar or close that would work for you. Are you talking about like a later Beetle, like a 70s Beetle? Because the way that those mirrors mount is a little differently too than like the early Beetles like mine. So, but it's my transmission for Goose is it's a Pro Street model from Rancho. It's geared like a Freeway Flyer. At least I think it is. That's what I didn't buy my transmission for Goose. The Goose came with the Rancho transmission, and upgraded side covers, welded third and fourth gear, all that stuff I knew. The gear ratios, from what I've been told, is it's a Freeway Flyer gearing. But You really don't know. You know, whenever people ask like, how do I know what size engine I have? You don't know. You don't know unless you blow it apart and you can check out your pistons and know what kind of crank you have. That's the only way you're ever gonna know what size engine you have. Same way with your transmission. The only way you're gonna ever know what kind of gearing you have on your transmission is to pull off your plug on your transmission, your oil drain plug, and count the teeth on that thing, or blow it apart and count your gearing. So pretty sure it's a freeway flyer. I get up to around about 90-ish, 90-ish at about 4.5, 5 grand. So I'm guessing in fourth gear. I'm guessing it's a freeway flyer, but I'm getting rid of that pretty soon. I'm gonna have the Berg in there next year. Probably around March, April is when I'll start the build on that. So yeah, looking forward to it, guys. Let's see what else. How hard is it to remove it? It's not hard. It's not hard to take out your transmission. No, it's not very difficult. It just takes time. I would say in a weekend. You can have the engine transmission out easily in a weekend. Have a box stop and send it off. You're probably looking to send it off to somebody to rebuild it. If that's the case, then I have no idea what freight charges are. I'm sure you have to look into that, but it's I'm sure it's not cheap. You might want to look to your rebuilder. Ask them how much it normally is, because I'm sure they have an idea when it costs to ship those things. Oh, I don't know, man. I'd have to look that up. I don't know offhand. There's only so much information I can keep up here. How many teeth does I'm not sure, but I bet you can Google it. Google is your friend, or the Samba. You can go to the Samba and check it out there as well. So, all right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up. I think that's probably enough for the live feed today. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to add some comments, questions below. I'm gonna add the links that we talked about down in the description below as well. Have a great weekend. Get out there, cruise, or go out there and sit on the milk crate in your car and dream about the day you're gonna cruise. Talk to you guys soon. This is Jason, and have a great day. Bye-bye, guys.